Welcome back, everyone. It is Tuesday, April 15th in the MLB, and we have a full loaded slate for you guys today. As always, it's Austin, joined by Logan. First, we need to address the elephant in the room. We reverse swept yesterday. Do you look like Logan and I are any bit happy about that? No, it was terrible. Let's recap. Jung-Hoo Lee, 0 for 5. He actually came up. His first 4 plate appearances were terrible, striking out twice to Taijuan Walker, whatever. But he comes up in the 9th. Guy on 3rd. We just need a hit and we win. No, he does not get a hit there. Then we move to Tariq Skubals over in earned runs. Looked dead. He had like a no-hitter going to the 5th. They end up getting bases loaded against him. All we need is one hit, Logan. Just one hit. We get 2 runs on him. No, they can't get a hit there. And then the final play of the day, Mets team total under 4.5. After those 2 lost, I was like, all right, how's this going to lose? They only have 1 run going into the 6th, and they end with 5. If you want to see how they scored the 3rd run, well, here we go. Don't you worry. We're going to dive into it right now. Here's how they score their 3rd run. Right in the 6th inning, 2 outs. Here we go. All right. Just what are we doing? What the hell was that? Baseball giveth and baseball taketh. Logan and I are amped up for today's slate. We got a lot of picks incoming. We do want to note, Logan did a giveaway potential thing on Sunday. We're doing the same thing here. If today is not a winning day, we will give away $50 to one person that goes down below, drops a comment. It could be your favorite play, something, favorite food, I don't know, whatever you want. $50 giveaway. We'll pick out one random comment if today is not a winning day. And maybe we need to do that every single day because, Logan, the last time you did it, you had a winning day. But either way, we got a lot of picks. We're going to dive into them in just one moment. Again, appreciate you guys for tuning in. My NBA best bets video for the 2 play-in games is already live. It was posted last night. I encourage you to go check out that. We'll link it at the end of this video. I'm going to dive into my first play of the day, Logan, and then we'll keep alternating and going back and forth. First play of the day, let's talk all about it. It is the Braves and Blue Jays under 4.5 in the first 5 innings. Currently minus 130 on DraftKings. Now, Logan really liked the full game under. I like the first 5 under. We'll go first 5 here. Let's be honest. I don't know if we have enough luck to make it through 9 innings, but I really like this one here as these are 2 pretty good starting pitchers. We have Spencer Schwellenbach and we have Kevin Gausman going for the Jays. If we look at Spencer Schwellenbach, he's been one of the best pitchers in the league so far this season. In fact, you look at just his numbers, he has been dominant. We're looking at him 0.45 ERA, a 0.65 whip, allowed just 1 earned run in 20 innings pitched. And we look at Toronto, the last 7 righties to face them, they've scored 0, 1, 1, 1, and then 3 earned runs on 3 of those guys. I mean, that's not in chronological order. So it's not like the last 3 they've tagged for 3 runs. But again, Toronto versus righties, they're batting about 240 with a 91 WRC plus and a 643 OPS. Their numbers at home are basically the exact same. That OPS ranks 24th. So again, they have not seen and really hit righties too well. They did see Schwellenbach last year. They got 10 hits and 3 earned runs off of him. I think this is a guy that's in a much better form right now. I think he's pitching really well, and I think he can go out there and slow down the Blue Jays offense. And then as for the Braves, we don't know if Marcell Ozuna will be in the lineup. He was out yesterday. That's a big loss for him, though. It didn't show yesterday as they tagged Easton Lucas, the lefty, for 8 runs. To get a righty in Kevin Gausman, who so far through the season, he's been decent. I mean, he's got a 3-ish ERA. But again, this is a guy that is another righty instead of a lefty. And on the road, we've seen the Braves numbers start to slip a little bit. This season against righties, they're just batting 233 with a 98 WRC plus. You throw them on the road, that drops to 0.195 with a 74 WRC plus. So again, they've struggled versus righties on the road. Gausman, so far this season, 2, 3, and 0 earned runs. Both these 2 guys, the 2 pitchers here, have a 17.5 outside. Heck, I think Gausman's actually at 18.5, heavily juiced towards the under. So we don't expect him to go 7. But again, the last 6 righties to face Atlanta, 5 of them allowed 1 or fewer earned runs. And then there was 5 earned runs allowed by Zach Wheeler, who they've seen a ton. They haven't really seen Gausman a ton. I think these 2 guys can go out there at most, hopefully give us 2 earned runs or fewer. I think that's a winner. Braves, Blue Jays under 4.5, first 5, first play of the day. I think we started off with hopefully a winner. But Logan, I need a pick from you. Where are you going for your first one?
Yeah, let's keep the theme going with the first 5 innings. I'm taking the Phillies on the first 5 innings run line, -0.5, -105 odds on BetMGM. So this is a first 5 run line bet. Essentially, it's different than the money line because if they tie, this one would be a loser. They have to be leading by 1 or more runs through 5. And I think they do that today. They have extra motivation to get back on track, like myself, of course. And I predict they bounce or they bounce back and they get to Verlander early in this game. The Phillies yesterday, They got smoked early out of the gate. First 5 innings, they lost that 6-4 yesterday as Taiwan Walker hosted batting practice. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games as well. It's like now or never. This is one of those games that the Phillies just put their backs against the wall and say, we need the hits, we need the runs, and they have to come today. Let's talk about who starts for the Phillies, though. It's going to hold it down for us. Jesus Luzardo, 1.5 ERA and a 1 WHIP. Luzardo's been great. He's one of those pitchers that in the first 5 innings, I can definitely trust this year. He's 92nd percentile in K percentage, 79th percentile in chase percentage. He's really good at deceiving the hitters, and that's what we need against a good hitting Giants team. But this Giants team really struggles versus lefties. Only 24th in batting average, hitting 192 against lefties. Obviously, Jesus Luzardo is one of the most crafty lefties we have in this game. He's yet to allow a hit with runners in scoring position this season. Knock on wood. I'm not trying to jinx that, but in 15 plate appearances, he has not allowed that hit with runners in scoring position. So hopefully he can continue that today. Hopefully he gets some run support from the Phillies offense against Justin Verlander, 6.92 ERA and a 1.69 WHIP. Verlander, not the best start to the season at all. His struggles won't get any better on the road in Citizens Bank Park today against a motivated Phillies team. His fastball and his breaking ball run values are bad. -1 for his fastball, 29th percentile, and -3, 4th percentile for the breaking ball. Not great metrics at all for Justin Verlander. And it's one of those things. It's like bad Verlander, but also bad Phillies. Phillies have not hit with runners in scoring position consistently this season, but Verlander struggled at giving that up. With runners in scoring position, he's allowed a 667 batting average, and with men on, he's allowed a 435 batting average. All these numbers are pointing to the Phillies getting back on track today. I think they'll give Jesus Luzardo some run support and cash that first 5 run line for us. Love that as my first pick. Austin, throwing it back to you, though.
Yeah, arguably the worst part about yesterday, obviously going 0-3 sucks, is that at the end of the video, if you watched, Logan and I each came on and gave several leans. And of course, all the leans basically smacked except for Padres. I think I liked them in the first 5. So we're firing off the picks today. We're not limiting ourselves. We can't, let's be honest, be worse than we've been recently. Let's talk with this one. I've been wanting to experiment with these under and runs, and I've been doing it on the side over the past few days. And they've been doing pretty well for us. I'm going to try to turn the under and runs into my NBA's under and threes. I really think it's a market that we can tap into, find some bad matchups, and hopefully make you guys some money. Certainly can't do worse than what we've been doing. Fading these two guys, Paul DeJong of the Washington Nationals and Zach Veen of the Colorado Rockies, both under 0.5 runs. You put these as a parlay, it's -118 on Bet365. I want to say DraftKings right around -120 or 22 or something like that. I like fading both these two guys. I don't like their matchups. They're on the road, and they've not been swinging hot bats by any stretch of the imagination. So playing this for 1 unit, I'll have another one at the end of the video where it's 3 guys for much better value, but only dropping that down to about a half unit. I'll touch on both these guys real quickly. Paul DeJong, he will face Mitch Keller here he's 1 for 10 versus Mitch Keller lifetime. The one hit was a home run. That would be on brand if that happened today, but DeJong's been really struggling this season. And as of late, and you look at him, behind DeJong, even if DeJong gets on base, is Dylan Cruz, who's batting a big 106. So look, DeJong, if he doesn't hit a home run, he has to get on base, which he's been struggling to do. He's batting just 185. And then you look at Keller, he's already struggling there, 143 batting average allowed to righties. So not only does Young, if he doesn't hit a homer, have to get on base, the guys behind him have to hit him home, which is a lot of things have to go wrong for us to lose that DeJong prop. As for Mr. Zach Veen, he was called up to the majors about a week or so ago, and he has struggled a little bit. He's batting 125. He's yet to score a run, and we know how bad the Rockies offense has been around it. They're struggling to score runs as a team. They finally got the shutout streak yesterday, scoring 3. But again, they have been really struggling offense. They're hard to score. And today he'll face Landon Knack. Veen will have the righty-lefty matchup, which should give him the advantage here. But again, on the road, we've seen Knack. Last year was tougher on lefties than he was on righties. This year it's been he's worse up to lefties than he is righties. But I'm not too worried about it. Zach Veen struggled a little bit up there. This isn't the minor league. So I look at both these two guys in tough spots on the road. Even if they get on base, There need other guys behind him who haven't been swinging hot bats either to hit him home. I like putting these two guys together, Zach Veen and Paul DeJong, under 0.5 runs. A 1-unit play, keep it simple. I really think that is going to be a winner, and maybe the under runs can be our MLB under in threes. Certainly think it's capable. It is a prop that you need a lot to go wrong to lose. I really think that's a good play, so I'll take it. But Logan, you got another play, scene of the crime pick. Where you headed?
Yeah, I mean this one's classic that I'd be back in this game. Taking the Brewers first 5 team total over 1.5. Now, this is a first 5 team total market. It is a market that not every book offers. I know FanDuel right off the bat does not offer this one. If you don't have this market and you really do like my analysis for this, then you can easily pivot to Brewers first 5 run line plus a half. I think these two bets go hand in hand. The exception for the first 5 run line is you would need Quinn Priester to do his job. And you know what? I don't think he's bad, but I just think the Brewers put up runs, and I don't know if Quinn Priester holds it down as well. Fading the Tigers has not been profitable for me at all this season, so don't want to do that. I just want to target Brewers offense versus Jack Flaherty today. Yesterday, the Brewers had runners in scoring position against Skubal, but they got cooked in the end. I mean, if you're just box score watching what Skubal did, you'd say, Logan, it was a terrible read, never stood a chance. Not true. They had bases loaded against Skubal. All they needed was one hit. All we needed all season long, it feels like, was one hit. They just could not get it. Now they face Jack Flaherty for the Tigers today, 1.62 ERA and a 0.96 whip for Flaherty. He's been lights out this season, but his earned run line today is 2.5, which I did think was shocking because I was looking for that 1.5, and I was like, surely they give him a 1.5 just as they did Skubal. Now they give him a 2.5. I'd really be shocked if he follows the same pattern of pitching that Skubal did yesterday, because Skubal is a way better strikeout artist than Flaherty. I mean, argue with a wall if you disagree, but Skubal's one of the best pitchers in the game. Brewers are better against righties than they are against lefties. They've been very bad / inconsistent against lefties, but against righties, they're hitting 241 and 11th best in OPS. So they should have some base traffic against Flaherty today, especially in those first 5 innings. Flaherty's expected ERA also 3.5. I mean, he's not going to keep his ERA under 2 all season long. It's just not going to happen. And if the Brewers are patient, he will walk some guys. He's 37th percentile in walk percentage. Flaherty is one of those pitchers, as most do. If they're getting the strikeouts, they're relying a lot on deception. He can get hitters to chase outside the zone, but also he has very good pitches to get them really to expand inside the zone, just swing at bad stuff. But if the Brewers are more plate disciplined, which after striking out a lot to Skubal yesterday, they will come up with a different approach today. Simply put, they're going to get us 2 runs through 5 innings in this one. They're 10th best in OPS and 12th best in batting average with runners in scoring position. Last night was a classic case of the timely hits not being there. That changes tonight. I'm not scared to run this one back at all. Brewers at home will come through in the first 5 innings for us. Love that as my second pick of the day. Austin, what else you got?
Yeah, I'm going back to the under in runs market. Like I said, I really feel like this is a market that we can dominate this season. I've only ever done one play for the under in runs, and that was that one on Friday. And honestly, I was just picking guys with hit rates that hadn't been hitting. And of course, we picked 2 guys that hit home runs. But again, diving further into the matchups and further into guys that are struggling, I want to target more guys on the road, or maybe some guys that just aren't in great matchups versus the pitcher they're seeing. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to hate this one, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. And it's only a half unit play, so argue with the wall. It's Aaron Judge under 0.5 runs at plus 145 on Bet365. I get it. If Judge hits a home run tonight, we lose a half unit. But when I look at this matchup for Aaron Judge, and I'm not going to overcomplicate it, I respect Judge enough to make it a half unit play instead of a full unit. But you look at Judge, who's he facing today? Michael Wacha. And you might be like, Michael Wacha is not a guy that Judge fears. It might be because Michael Wacha versus Aaron Judge has had the better of him. In fact, Aaron Judge is 1 for 21 lifetime versus Michael Wacha with 4 walks. So he's really struggled seeing his pitches, batting a crisp .048. A walk isn't the worst thing in the world because you walk Judge, the other guys behind him have to hit him home. Well, those guys have been great recently. The guys behind Judge against Wacha have also struggled. Austin Wells, who hit yesterday behind him, 0 for 4 versus Wacha. Paul Goldschmidt has been swinging a hot bat, 5 for 20. So not the best batting average. Jazz Chisholm, 0 for 7. And if we somehow get to Volpe and Judge hasn't scored by then, he's 1 for 6 versus Michael Wacha. So again, I know Judge is great. He could easily hit a home run tonight. It wouldn't be crazy. But again, you look at the pitches that he's going to see. Michael Wacha throws about 41% four-seamer. Judge slow to start the year, only batting 200 against righty four-seamers. So look, I think it's worth putting a 0.5 unit here. Judge, if you were to just get plus 145 on this play every single day, you'd be up money as he scored a run in only 8 of 16 games, so 50% of the time. But he is under in 6 of his last 8. I'll take my chances here. Last year, he was under in, I think, about 45% of games. So still, even the plus 145 is not the worst thing in the world. We'll take a half unit there. If it fails, wouldn't be like I'm not used to failing recently. Then my final play of the day, and then I'll throw it to Logan, see if he has any leans for the people. It's a 3-leg parlay, also at a half unit. It's 3 guys, all under in runs. We'll see if the under and runs market can treat us nicely. But it's Hunter Renfroe, Andrew Vaughn, and Carlos Narvaez, all under 0.5 runs, plus 187 on Bet365, a half unit play. Not going too crazy here. I like fading all these 3 guys. They've really struggled at the plate. I don't think any of these 3 are scoring a run today. I'll dive into each of them real quick, and then I'll throw it to Logan. We're looking at Hunter Renfroe. He's been 0.071 over the last week. Hasn't scored a run. He's facing Max Fried, who he's 3 for 14 lifetime against. Batting near the bottom of that Royals lineup. If he gets on base, the guys behind him have to hit it home. If he hits a home run, whatever, we tip the cap there. But again, he's really struggling at the plate. We'll take our chances there. I mean, heck, guys that are struggling at the plate, you just kind of have to fade them. Brandon Marsh was a guy you could have faded yesterday, and then they gave him a mental day. And I can't blame him. Baseball is a very mental sport. If you're in your head when you're struggling, it's probably not going to get much better until you get maybe a day off to reset. Andrew Vaughn, 0.043 batting average over the last 7 days. 1 run scored. He's facing Jeffrey Springs. Vaughn this season versus lefties, 1 for 14, 0 for 2 versus Springs lifetime. He's the only guy that's at home in this 3-leg parlay. I want to stick to guys that are on the road, but it is the Chicago White Sox. So I'm willing to go there. And then Carlos Narvaez betting 0.045 over the last week. 1 run scored. He'll face Ryan Pepio. We'll see if he plays. They could go to Blake Sable, I believe, their other catcher who's a lefty, to get the lefty and righty matchup. But if that doesn't happen, the other 2 legs are right around plus 100. So I'll take a chance here. I like all 3 of these guys to fade them. Think they're in tough spots and they've been swinging cold bats. I'll take a shot there. So I think we have a chance of cashing that parlay at plus 187. But Logan, I'm going to throw it to you. Is there anything else that you looked at on the slate that might have caught your eye?
Yeah, I was looking at a way to fade Charlie Morton. Couldn't quite get there. I mentioned Charlie Morton's his stuff's not there this year. This might be one of those auto fade pitchers. I was looking at him, and then I was also looking at some of the slate. I want to see who starts for the Rangers today. I was very tempted to kind of take them on the money line. I do think they get a lot of hits and runs up on Kikuchi. I think it's a bad spot actually for Kikuchi. We don't have a starting pitcher listed for the Rangers yet, so I don't even know who's pitching. But it was just something I was looking at there. I love our card today. Very diverse card. A lot of props mixed in with some first fives in there. So hopefully we can get back on track today.
Absolutely need it. I think it's Malley pitching for the Rangers, but we have no idea. Yesterday I talked about a nerfy I liked. It was that Astros Cardinals one that smacked naturally since it wasn't an official play. That's how it be. I don't mind running that one back, although Eric Fetty feels like a guy I don't really want to trust. So not a guy I love. You could argue the Cubs Padres is not a terrible nerfy, but Randy Vasquez, he's been too good this year. He could be today's Taijuan Walker, today's Kyle Hendricks, just a guy that could get tagged up, and you're like, what the? He has a 1 point whatever ERA. I don't know. Trusting that guy is bad for business. And obviously, I don't mind the Braves Blue Jays under, but you're not going to catch me taking the nerfy. You're not catching me taking that nerfy because then it's 100% some runs. So let's have a good day, Logan. Again, $50 giveaway if it's not a winning day. Hopefully we aren't doing a giveaway tomorrow, and hopefully we're bringing the brooms out because we were certainly overdue one of those days. But it's awesome, Logan. We're signing out. I'll put the NBA Best Bets video on the screen. Go check it out. Let's have a great day on Tuesday, and we'll see you guys back again tomorrow, Wednesday morning, recapping hopefully a winning day, or we're giving away some money. We'll see you guys then. Peace.